Hello, all. Welcome to Spiritually Unspiritual, where psychology and spirituality go hand in hand. Hello. As you can see, I have out the moon reading cards, and this is for the new moon in Aquarius, which is also the beginning of the Lunar New Year and the energy of the fire horse. And apparently there is also a powerful solar eclipse occurring at this time. So there is a lot going on. And to think of the energy as super boosted is an understatement. But to keep things simple, the energy of new moon in Aquarius, along with the energy of Lunar New Year fire horse, will be more of the emphasis, because for new moon it is this time of, again, setting intention, because it is coupled with this energy of the fire horse in the Chinese zodiac, which apparently only happens every 60 years. It is not just about setting intention, but it is about getting into a deep awareness of commitment and being kind of full in with this fire horse energy, because it will allow whatever your goal focus is to really be propelled. That's the best way I can put it. So again, there are various themes for this particular new year. And so this combo of energy in Aquarius for new moon and year of the fire horse focuses are on innovation, reinvent yourself. Okay, innovation, independence, acceleration, bold action, radical authenticity, also around disruption, like radically disrupting old patterns, habits, future planning, but with a lot of intention and commitment to really make those goals happen. Unconventional choices, that's more around the energy of Aquarius. Momentum, pattern breaking, major cosmic reboot, and that is that triple combo, along with this what is it, solar eclipse. So now there's this like cosmic reboot opportunity as well. And again, fast manifestation, right? And radical honesty. So also just time to peel away whatever might hold you back from accelerating into this new version of self. Something else I came across was really around, this is the time to really either reinvent or create and commit to the life you truly desire. So depending on where you are in your developmental cycle, if you're in your 20s or 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, right? This is the time to let go of the past and really embrace what you have for the future, okay? And so the supporting stone is really more around the energy of the fire horse, and also Aquarius. And so it made sense that carnelian is the supporting stone for today's reading. And again, this one, right? I'm going to focus more on the back here with this kind of druzy, this sort of like opening, you know, so to represent some of this expansion, but also in this stone, just so much movement, like, right? And fiery is fiery. Carnelian is fiery, a vibrant gemstone known as the stone of motivation and creativity, believed to enhance courage, physical stamina, because you're going to need it with the fire horse, and confidence. Okay, again, carnelian is associated with the sacral chakra and aids in unlocking creative energy, sexual passion, which can be very motivating, right? And also emotional balance. It acts as a powerful energy booster that stimulates action, overcomes procrastination, and provides stability. So this really complements, right, that fire horse spirit, right? Setting this like awareness to be ready and to grab on literally to the reins of the fire horse and to go forth without regret. Okay. And so that is literally just scraping the surface of the many things to take into consideration. And to be honest, prepping for this, I kind of felt a little bit of a nervous wreck because so many, like solar eclipse, fire horse, and I've been talking about preparation for, you know, the Lunar New Year, for this fire horse opportunity, this energy, without a lot of context, to be honest. And now that I've done my little bit of research, I'm like, oh, there's so much more to it. And then to also like add in this emphasis of new moon in Aquarius. So really like taking oneself seriously in one's ability and the fire of independence. The other thing I wasn't aware of is this year is also going to be followed by another fire year. So perhaps there will be actual additional momentum going into 2027. Something to think about. I don't know how fast a fire goat is compared to a fire horse. So just take that, you know, keep that in mind, okay? And for myself, I have some black moonstone here for me. This is a little more nurturing and grounding and really connects into some divine feminine energy and very, very appropriate for a new moon. And so, yeah, with that, I'll go ahead and get into the cards, okay? And let's see. I'm realizing I probably need to shuffle these up just a little bit more. Nervous. Why am I so nervous? A friend of mine who's watched some of my videos made a comment saying, oh, you seem more confident. And I'm like, no, not at all. Not at all. It's always this process of feeling kind of, just sort of nervous beforehand. I do trust the cards though, and to be clear, I do trust the spirits. The cards are just, you know, a conduit for the spirit. So I do absolutely trust my spirits. But again, it's always this hesitation And maybe it's because I do want to sort of respect and honor the messaging, the process. And I know especially for Fire Horse and New Moon in Aquarius and solar eclipse, it's a lot of intensity. Okay, let me go ahead and pause. Okay, see what comes out. Whoa. New Moon in Cancer, New Moon, Blue Moon. Okay. Take those. Thank you. And let's see. Fire Horse. Whoops. Fire Horse. Whoa! Yeah. All right. Need to calm down. Okay. Ooh, getting a lot of new moons. One more, please. One more. Please, just one more. New Moon in Aquarius. Whoops. New Moon in Aquarius. Whoop. And 2 more, but that's okay. Ooh, okay. So when that happens, we'll do that. Okay. And let me go ahead and bring these all up a little more. Okay, that looks fine. Yeah, right away. Look at this. We have 4 new moons, so that feels pretty good. Got some of this like cool light blue energy too. I know it's different zodiacs, but I do know, like, you know, again, we're still in cold season or cool season, even though there's this fiery insurgence about to occur. Okay, let's see. And sorry, I'm just adjusting everything a wee bit more. Am I procrastinating? Maybe. Am I waking up? Definitely. Definitely. A little more tired today, but that's okay. Okay. You are loved. Oh, you and your loved ones are safe. New Moon in Cancer. Oh, that's a nice message. Okay. A new start is coming. Yeah, no joke. New Moon. Okay. Oh, believe in the impossible. Blue Moon. Believe in the impossible. Absolutely. That also kind of came through in some of the, like, don't hold back on any of your, like, wildest, most radical ideas. So believe in the impossible. And then answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. Okay. We'll see how Moon Magic kind of elaborates on that. Yes, your hard work is paying off. And it, like I always say, I'm not an astrologist or astrologer. Yeah. But I did in my research come across a bit of, you know, it is or has been a Cancer season. So interesting, right? New Moon in Cancer, but more so this message, your hard work is paying off. Yes, absolutely. And for some, the hard work is letting go. Some of the hard work is allow yourself to think bigger, dream bigger, right? Also, your hard work is paying off. Someone reminded me yesterday, before we get into the Fire Horse, we're finishing with Year of the Snake, and that this is the time for that last bit of the old snake skin or snake skins to shed. So 2025 was a big shedding energy year, right? Interesting. Okay. Ooh, Work through your fears. Yes, that's always an ongoing message, right? Work through your fear. Fear will hold you back. Oh, I've got something to say. I should drink some tea. Yes, the other thing is this is for those that, you know, if fear is holding you back, you may miss the opportunity to be in sync with fire horse energy. There's something I read about, like, either you grab the reins or you're kind of like left chasing the dust of the fire horse. And I was like, oh, it seems very extreme. But at the same time, as I'm learning through all the processes spiritually, right? Yes, this is the work, right? Fear is the thing that will keep people connected into the past, keep people stuck, keep people from realizing their full potential. And that's the opposite of Aquarius and fire horse kind of calling, right? It's all about trust yourself, be innovative, be independent, be creative, like be your most like radical version of self in a way, right? And that won't happen if fear is still ruling your life. Oh, so bringing it back to this sweet loving message, right? When you have a belief you and your loved ones are safe, this is way more profound. This isn't just this passive message of, oh, you're fine, you guys are safe. No, this is like a deep, deep healing dive to kind of ground oneself in a more stable understanding of your own internal ability to protect and take care of yourself, and to remind yourself in this crazy, chaotic, threatening, scary world at times, right? That you still get to deserve safety. You still get to not give in to the fear. Okay. And here we have lovely Leo, which we have in our new moon, right? Or sorry, full moon. Jeez. Don't let pride get in your way. Ooh, these two came out together, so this makes sense, right? Yeah, don't let pride get in your way. So it's not just like holding on to fear. It's also don't hold on to pride. Ooh, good message. Yeah, pride will keep you stuck. Stubbornness will keep you stuck. You may miss out if this defensive energy, right, gets in the way of your vision to actually see the potential, the opportunity. Okay. Oh, all right. Wow. Well, oh, I'm super curious to see what comes up in Moon Magic. And again, I'm filming this earlier, so I'm still waking up with a scratchy voice. Not whining, just stating facts. Okay. And yeah, I think if we do this, make a little room for our Moon Magic buddies. And yeah, we'll deal with that when that happens. Okay. And yeah, I really jumped into wanting to get this reading taken care of before the rest of my day has to go on. But yeah, definitely didn't do a lot of pre-shuffling. Okay. Okay. Let's see what comes comes out with Moon Magic. Oh, that's one. Nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay, put that there. Ooh, okay. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting like goosebumps down my back. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, Moon Magic. What do we have? Moon Magic. Ooh, ooh, okay. Moon Magic. Oh, there's a few there. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, you there. Okay, you there. Okay, you there. Okay. Okay, all right. Got a few more to go. Moon Magic. Whoop. Okay. Thank you. Okay, couple more. Okay, I know this wanted to come out. Oh, beautiful. Nice. Okay. Can we get one more, please? One more. Oh my gosh, the goosebumps are going down my back, like to my lower back. Oh my goodness. And we're just going to take this one. Okay. No. There's more here. That's the thing with these readings. If there wasn't a need to, you know, manage the time, maybe. Okay, I'm just processing out loud. The energy with those cards, it feels like I could do like 3 more rows, to be honest. And at the same time, I know that would really extend the reading and the process. Yeah. For now, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. All right. We'll work with what we have. But yeah, if we brought in more cards, we brought in other decks, this could go on and on probably. But for now, let's see what we have so far. Good. Okay. You and your loved ones are safe. I accept that here now is exactly where I am, and that is a place of profound learning. Okay. So accept the here and now is really talking about, again, the present, being present. And the way I kind of define a sense of safety neurologically is when you are in your most grounded, safe state. That is about practicing presence, not just mindfulness, but it is the gift of meditation. It is the gift of getting so present that you are aware of what's distracting or cluttering your mind. A clear mind allows a grounded, infinite sense of safety, but also neurologically, it snaps you into what I call like the green light zone. Everything just sort of, right? At this moment, I'm safe. There's no threat. I'm safe. My loved ones are safe, right? And when it comes to understanding fear, trauma, stress, the more you understand about your own nervous system, polyvagal system, the more you understand how activation, regulation, right, the gift of breathing, the gift of meditation allows you to reground and have your own sense of safety. And so a place of profound learning, maybe this is a nice way of saying, by the way, everyone, learn about your nervous system. Learn about how to empower yourself with emotional self-regulation. And it can be just as simple as building up mental awareness of when you're feeling triggered, activated, unaligned, to being able to re-regulate and get to a more calm, safer, kind of sensation, experience awareness in your body. And how I encourage people to do that is to think of, on a scale of 1 to 10, right? So 1, 0, right? You're in the green, you're feeling calm, relaxed. 8, 9, 10, you're like extremely, like beyond anxious. You're wildly ungrounded, potentially disassociating or in panic attack mode. But in that middle ground of 3, 4, 5, you're like, oh, I can't focus, I can't think straight. And all of a sudden these kind of coping mechanisms to help manage the stress start popping in. And so what's my point here? My point is, perhaps in the new moon, setting intention, committing, okay, I get the message right for this. Committing to your wellness, committing to not just, taking care of yourself or letting others take care of you externally, but committing to really building up your own internal awareness to kind of cultivate your own sense of internal safety. Okay, I'll leave it at that. A new start is coming. I teach people how to treat me. Yeah, okay. Well, is this about being a new you? Right? Moving into this new radical authenticity, right? You are no longer allowing others to just treat you in a way that doesn't serve you. You've flipped the script, right? Or perhaps you'll be in the process of working on that and flipping the script, right? I teach people how to treat me. That's another way of saying boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. We teach people with our boundaries. We let them know where our limits are, what is and is not okay for us, right? It is also a message of compassion. So it's not just about boundaries. It is also about the combination of the clearer your sense of self, what is and is not in your control, what does and does not work for you, then allows more sense of safety, and therefore you can have more of an open heart. And then through the openness of your heart, you can teach people, right? Here is compassion. And how can that not influence others that are willing to receive that? So there's a lot more here, right? I teach people how to treat me. And I'm doing this in a very positive lens, because we could do this in a negative lens too, but that doesn't apply to the energy we're working with. Pattern breaking, right? A new start is coming. I teach people how to treat me, right? So if before, this energy of pride, defensiveness, fear, right? That's also, how we teach others how to treat us. Okay. Ooh. I almost feel like this could just be the whole reading, right? But it is not. So I'm gonna move on. Maybe you come back to this, okay? Believe in the impossible. I choose to take a higher perspective and widen my views. Yes. pretty clear, right? So in order to believe in the impossible, you have to extend your idea of what is possible. So by choosing to take a higher perspective, widen your view, expand possibility, expand ideas of what you're capable of even, right? And reminding self what you've already been able to either endure or accomplish continues to kind of expand that sense of, oh, actually, I can look bigger. I can dream bigger. Dream bigger. That was in an earlier reading this year. Something about this transition from 2025 to 2026. All right? Believe in the impossible, and you will see things from a higher perspective, and it will also widen your view. So it's like that as well. Okay. The answers you need are coming. I'm super curious about this one. My words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. Wow. Well, little I'm just pausing because beauty, compassion, and love. I need to just check something here. Yeah, so yesterday I pulled some cards for myself, and honesty, kindness, tolerance were the kind of like the trio message. So beauty, compassion, love. I was just seeing if there's correlation. And again, when this card comes up, or anytime the theme of beauty in a spiritual context comes up, you know, I was just talking with someone yesterday about, you know, they're experiencing this sort of ability to like see things differently, you know, and it's like, it sounds more like an awakening state, right? It's like you're seeing the world with new eyes, and through that new vision, you literally are seeing more of the beauty that exists, whether it's in objects or natures or in others. And then when that is this new exciting experience, you want to continue applying it. And it is because your heart is more open. It is because there is more self-forgiveness, compassion, and love. There's less fear. There's more willingness. So then, oh, fire horse, thank you for getting me back on track. Yeah, my words and actions, that intentionality, and shifting from intentionality to then commitment, right? To come from a place of a lens of beauty, compassion, and love. Imagine like navigating through your life for the rest of this year, applying a lens of beauty in things, compassion for things, and love of everything. That's pretty profound. The answers you need are coming. Well, I mean, the answers to what, right? Answers to what is really meaningful, what is of true value, what is the alignment of meaning and value to a higher version of self, a more authentic, radical version of self. The answers you need are coming. Answers. That's what's, it's not stumping me. It's just kind of a sticking point. Like, sure, yes. Answers. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay. Answers you need are coming. if your words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. Answers about love, answers about beauty, answers about compassion, answers about your ability, your capacity to see beauty, to share compassion, to generate love. Sure, okay. On to the next. Your hard work is paying off. I enjoy the serendipity of life. The unexpected can be wonderful. These cards. I enjoy the serendipity of life. The unexpected can be wonderful. Something is going on here. Something is going on here. Again, right? These are connected, especially right here. Yeah, I mean, you have to, your hard work is paying off, right? You have to be in a more either higher state of consciousness, higher state of self-awareness to recognize serendipity. Serendipity isn't this like passive thing. If you are having more serendipity awareness, you are in a more spiritual awareness. So if you've been doing your spiritual work in order to prepare for this new moon, which I think many have been, is this the reward? Are you experiencing more serendipity? The serendipity of life. There are no coincidences, right? You start seeing patterns, or you start receiving messages, or you start sensing more connection is really what this is about. And as you experience more connection in a more higher spiritual version of self, yeah, you better believe the unexpected life starts feeling wonderful, right? And you will begin to believe in the impossible because you're experiencing what you thought wasn't possible beforehand, right? Things you may not have noticed before. You weren't able to notice beauty, compassion, and love in all things, right? That's that seeing connection as well, right? Ooh. Oh boy. Okay. Wow. Now the goosebumps is like, it's like, oh, it's shaking. It's like if someone was behind me shaking, like holding my shoulders and shaking me. This is weird. No, it's not weird. It is, yeah, I shouldn't be so surprised. Okay. Work through your fears. I seek balance and grounding. Yep, these guys are talking to one another, right? Yeah, I seek balance and grounding, just like I was saying, right? Like, know your baseline, know your core state of peaceful being, of clarity, and then working from that, anything that like takes you off your alignment, right, is signaling you to get back into a more grounded state. Fear will unground you. Again, how our brain, our nervous system, right, even the perception of fear will unground you. The mind doesn't know the difference. But when we can remind our mind we are safe, and our body can literally move us to a safer environment or experience, right? then we remind ourselves, no, we don't have to stay stuck, or we don't have to stay helpless. I seek balance and grounding. Balance. Balance and grounding. Yeah. Yeah, certain words are really just having me pause. So let me just go ahead and move on to this last card here, okay? Don't let pride get in your way. I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. Yeah. Don't let pride get in your way. I choose to nourish myself, enrich my life. I mean, we call this self-care, right? But like there's psychological self-care, and then there's spiritual self-care. But I'm trying to understand the connection here. Well, sometimes, right, we get wounded. Our feelings get hurt. Don't let pride get in your way. We feel unloved. We feel like nobody cares. But then this is how we seek balance, right? By taking care of ourselves. Okay? When we're feeling down, we're feeling hurt, we sometimes need to be the ones to soothe ourselves, to parent, mother, father ourselves. Also, to love ourselves, right? In small ways sometimes, just by choosing to nourish yourself, enrich your life, right? Little ways we let ourselves know we love ourselves, right? And sometimes that's just as simple as when we're feeling wounded or hurt, we give ourselves permission to feel our feelings. We may be in an energy of stronger self-awareness, where old energy that wants to sort of self-criticize, self-judge, say like, see, this is, what always happens, and no matter what you do, it's the same thing, or it's not good enough, whatever. But being able to catch it, right, and be like, I'm just gonna feel what I'm feeling, and no, I'm not gonna hook in and believe and endorse that like old, self-criticism or judgment. And I'm just gonna be kind. I'm just gonna be kind with myself. I'm gonna, listen to what's going on inside, and continue to choose to remind myself, you're a good person. I'm only human. More compassion. And that is nourishment, right? That is nourishment. Now, spiritual self-care, well, this is, trusting that if you're in a spiritual practice, if you're feeling hurt, feeling down, feeling wounded, that by surrendering to knowing the spirits want you to take care of yourself, and want you to trust that they're there for you, and they will give you tools, literal tools, to say, by the way, oh, this just came up in the readings I did yesterday. By the way, if you're feeling down or heavy energy, here's a way to break that energy up. Here's a way to cleanse away some of that negative feeling. Give it over. Give it over to different, spirits or gods or goddesses, or here's a ritual. Here's a practice, right? They give you the tools so that you just don't feel helpless and stay stuck, right? And also pride, again, we're also talking about ego. When your ego gets wounded, your ego gets hurt. Well, a lot of it can come from the fact that you are out of balance. You're still learning that actually you are of value and you are worth caring for, and you don't need it externally. You don't need the world to define your value. Interesting. Okay. Well, I might do something here I wasn't planning to do. Sorry. But I feel like it doesn't feel complete. So bear with me. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I'm curious. I'm curious. Let me see. I feel like, oh gosh, this energy. Okay. Anything more? Anything more? Anything more? I am open and responsive to the abundance of the universe. Yeah. 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 It's interesting how the reading kind of ended in these energies. And that's I'm not gonna question it and think about it too much. But regardless, this feels a little more broader, more encompassing. These moon readings don't have kind of like a finale or super boost kind of card. Oh. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, goodness. Okay. Hope this is okay. Oops. I just grabbed Morning Calm Oracle, which I was using quite a bit of yesterday. And in Morning Calm Oracle, there are, the main Oracle cards, and then these are called the Sigil cards. Okay, and again, these are designed from a Korean shaman. And because it is Fire Horse and New Moon in Aquarius and solar eclipse, I'm like, we need something to ground or encompass or conclude this whole reading. And so anyway, long story short, this is the only deck that has this type of what we call super booster cards. And again, Fire Horse is all about, they use the term literally like super boost, power boost, cosmic push, so supercharged. Okay. So I'm curious. And when I use these, they don't normally flip out. So I don't know what I've signed up for here, but we'll see. Just curious. Oh, okay. Oh. Cleansing. Nice. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Feel like, oh boy. Yeah. This reading, for the energy, not necessarily this reading. This is meant to be like the moon reading, right? But there's so many other energies tied to this. So, oh, this is lovely. Okay, so this sigil for cleansing, the spirit guide is Kuan Yin. And Kuan Yin is the goddess of compassion. And here's a picture, goddess of compassion. Okay. In fact, I might just place that over the sigil card. This feels right. This feels right. Yeah. So her energy is, or for the cleansing, sorry. What's combined? There's no separation here. This element is water, okay? Used for clearing heavy or negative energies, protection, inviting elemental power of water, okay? So there are layers going on here, okay? It's not just about energies of Aquarius. It's not just about the fire horse. And here's what's coming through for me, and then hopefully I can finish this up. Fire horse is really, really, really intense. And that's kind of almost why I personally was pulling out Black Moonstone, a more sort of gentle, grounding, but also highly protective stone. Fire and water. There's going to be a need for a lot of awareness and a lot of balance. That's why the regulation messages, perhaps, because this fire horse energy can also be relentless. That can be overwhelming. That can be intense. That can be many things. It can be very ungrounding, to be honest. And so therefore, you also need to be equipped with awareness to ground yourself, to stay balanced. And this message of, one of the best ways to protect our energy from negative influence is cleansing. It's cleansing. It's going inward. Because all this fire horse energy wants you just wants you to just radically just move. Fast manifestation. Move. And as humans, right, we sometimes can't go that fast. And so we will need some tools, skills, techniques, whatever, right? Ways to care for ourselves. And yeah, not to put out the fire, but to like lessen like the heat, right? Like what happens when missiles go into, or sorry, not missiles, Jesus, rocket ships, right? There's that residue. There's that fiery kind of like afterburn. Is that what that's called? The afterburn? How to kind of quell an afterburn effect. Okay, I'm really, really like all over the place now, aren't I? So much. Geez, do I have to do a separate non-lunar fire horse reading? Oh my goodness. Because it feels like I'm being asked to pull even more cards, which I will not. I will not. Oh, this, hold on. Okay. I have this picture, but the picture actually comes from one of the actual cards. And so now because it's the, okay. Ooh, okay. This is how I'll end it. Okay. So for Kuan Yin, more compassion, avoid indifference. Okay. Kuan Yin is the goddess of compassion. You are being asked to look at a situation or relationship with more compassion. Bring more empathy and kindness into your heart. The opposite of compassion is indifference. Consider if there is any area in your life that you are being indifferent by pride, by fear. How could you intentionally move closer to the vibration of compassion? This card may also mean that Kuan Yin is presenting herself as one of your spirit guides. I channel Kuan Yin and her endless compassion into my being. So if you are connecting, if you are resonating in the energies of Kuan Yin, perhaps this is a message to also not just notice, but commit to cultivating a spiritual relationship with learning about Kuan Yin, right? If it resonates strongly, perhaps, bringing in Kuan Yin as a grounding spiritual focus. Some people have Kuan Yin altars, right? Perhaps that's a message for me as well. I have some conflicting altars going on in my household, but that's okay. But more so an overall kind of layering of messaging, bringing it back to compassion. And I always say to others, compassion is the key to all healing. It always comes back to compassion. It always comes back to loving self and other. Letting go, allowing more space, compassion, love for all, building up more of this understanding of our connections, our interdependence, our, the illusion of separation versus what we're truly meant to do with ourselves in this lifetime. Okay, I will leave it at that. This took a little bit of a funky turn, but I'm not, it feels right. I'll say that, it feels right. Thank you for coming into the energy of New Moon in Aquarius and the energy of the Lunar New Year and start of the Fire Horse year. And hello, solar eclipse. Welcome to the party. Thank you for going along this journey of understanding the cards. And again, I encourage anyone watching this, feel free to continue to dive in deeper to the messaging, how it speaks to you. And then we have this additional gift. this beautiful gift of the importance of protecting our energy, right? Being mindful of the impact of negative energy, the importance of cleansing. In spiritual practice, cleansing. I'm learning through my my Incan shaman training, cleansing. So important. And when we're doing spiritual work, like an ongoing process, it's like literally like taking a shower every day. Cleanse. You don't want heavy negative energy accumulating. You want to keep your mind clear, your heart open, your body strong, and you want to continue to stay in Sami. So in Incan shamanism, it's refined energy, right? And compassion, Kuan Yin, this extra like supportive spirit saying, let me come into your life and just remind you of the importance of compassion. Okay. Well, that's a lot. It's a lot for me. I'm still going to be processing this afterwards, but hopefully you get something from this, okay? And ready or not, here comes the fire horse. Pay attention. Look for the signs. Pay attention for serendipity. And continue to seek out beauty, compassion, and love. Believe in the impossible. Believe in yourself. Believe in your infinite ability. No limits. Only fear gets in the way. Only pride, ego gets in the way of our true limits. All right. That's it. Take good care. Bye-bye.